Hey, this is Alex. Welcome back to another video. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Endless Archive is a new game mode in Elder Scrolls Online, similar to Arenas, with roguelike elements where you get different powers, buffs, and debuffs as you progress. You'll be able to try this out on the public test server Monday, September 18th, and the full version will go live October 30th for PC and Mac, and November 14th for Xbox and PlayStation. This is a base game feature. You do not need to own any expansions or DLCs to participate. Endless Archives is a solo or duo arena. You can do this with one player solo, one player with a companion, or two players. There'll be one leaderboard for solo and another leaderboard for duo. These are not timed, but instead based on your total progress. You will gain experience in here comparable to regular dungeons. However, they did say that this will not be the most efficient way to gain experience. I think they don't want people grinding in here. There's no minimum level to enter, and there is no normal or veteran difficulty. It's all just one difficulty that increases as you progress through the arena. There are three different ways to enter. If you own Necrom, you can enter directly through Apocrypha. If you don't own Necrom, you can open the map and click the icon and enter there. The last way you can enter is by using the new group finder that's being added in Update 40. Once you enter the Endless Archive, you'll be brought into a lobby area called the Index. You can prep there, and there are a couple of vendors, which I'll go into later in the video. There is also a quest giver. I'm not sure if you'll be able to use your armor companion in the Index. You'll definitely not be able to use it in the Archive wings. Once you're ready, repaired, recharged, eaten food, etc., you can click on the Archive Wings portal, and you will be transported to the first stage of the first cycle of the first arc. That's kind of a mouthful. Let me go into some details about that now. You start in stage 1, and stages 1 through 3 will consist of standard and elite mobs from all different aspects of the game. Then stage 4 will be a boss mob. Once you complete that boss stage, the teleporter will take you to stage 1 of the next cycle. There are 4 stages per cycle and 5 cycles per arc. The final boss of cycle 5 will be Thoat Replicanum. This will complete arc 1. Once you've completed this, you can exit, or you can start on arc 2, stage 1, and the whole thing starts all over again and has the potential to go endlessly. And the difficulty will continue to increase as you go further along. This next segment is an abbreviated version of what one cycle would look like. When you zone in, you will not be in combat immediately. You'll have to walk forward and aggro the mobs. Once you kill all the mobs in this stage, you will get to choose a verse. A verse is a buff that lasts throughout the following stage, and there will be a portal to the next stage. You'll repeat this 2 more times, and then when you get to the 4th stage, it'll be a boss mob. So once you defeat that boss mob, that'll be the end of that cycle. These bosses will consist of many different bosses throughout the game, such as world bosses, trial bosses, dungeon bosses, public dungeon bosses, quest bosses, etc. They won't have the exact same mechanics, but they all have a similar theme to their corresponding boss. Once you kill the stage 4 boss mob, you'll receive a reward coffer that will have the new currency in it. The new currency is called Archival Fortune, and I believe you receive 200 for this boss kill with an additional 10% if you have ESO+. You will also get a choice between 2 visions. Visions are different in verses in that they will last your entire playthrough, whereas verses are just for the following stage. Defeating Thoat Replicana in the final cycle of Arc 1 will reward you with 400 Archival Fortune and a class set piece. As of this recording, completing 1 arc will reward a total of 1,200 Archival Fortune or 1,320 if you have ESO+. There's a lot of interesting side encounters. For example, there's a loot goblin named Giga the Pilferer who only spawns during boss encounters. He will drop more Archival Fortunes and can drop leads. Maurauders can spawn randomly throughout Endless Archives. They're very tough mini-bosses. I believe they can only spawn during stages 1 through 3, and it seems like probably only from Arc 2 forward. If you wipe during an encounter with a Marauder, they will disappear They drop some very nice loot consisting of archival fortunes, verses, class set pieces, and possibly leads. Portals to the Unknown are a very fun, interesting side content. You'll be whisked off to random encounters. These can be things as simple as wrangling wisps or side quests and other random tasks, and I also believe they can be mini bosses. Completing a portal to the unknown will reward 1 verse, so in your next stage you will have 2 verses instead of 1. Threads of Fate is your wipe counter. If you are solo and you die, you lose 1 thread. However, if you are grouped with another player, you only lose a thread for a total wipe. You start with 3 threads total, and if you lose your 3rd thread, your run is over. There are several different merchants. There's one at the beginning of every stage who can repair your gear, sell basic potions for gold, and also verses for the new currency, Archival Fortunes. There's another merchant in the index, which is the starting zone, that sells furnishings, permanent account-wide buffs for Endless Archives, verses, sacks of crafting materials, curated class set boxes for 10,000 Archival Fortune, and non-curated set boxes for 2,000 Archival Fortune. There will be new class sets that drop from Thoat Replicanum, the final boss of an arc, and from Marauders that can randomly spawn during stages 1 through 3. You can also purchase them for Archival Fortune. There are currently 7 sets, 1 for each class, and each set buffs or changes a specific skill for that class. That's about it on Endless Archives. I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe learned something new. Please leave a like and a comment below. Hit the subscribe button for more ESO content. Be excellent to each other. Peace.